2022, the year I started this channel from zero. Honestly, I didn't think I would make it this far. So here it is, a summary of everything I did for the past year. So, ever wanted to torture your enemies? The more evil you are, the better you'll perform. Playing the bad guy has never been this good before. A better camper? The goal is to not win by conventional means, but to buy time so that you can prepare a nifty surprise. And start suppressing your pacifist and launch a surprise attack, feign weakness, and strike when they least expect the Viet Cong experience. Truly an evil strategy. Aquatic trait? Blatantly overpowered. Thank you, Paradox. You can become a democracy. Are you tired of getting awful leaders? Then let the people choose it for you. They have their own mandates that can be fulfilled to please the populace. Sadly, these mandates are usually useless and never fulfilled. +1 for realism, I guess. But there is one actual use case though. If you wanna reroll your main leader, you can. Since you can see the leader traits before the election happens, you can hire and fire leaders until you get the one you want. Whoever designed this game had a mindset of nice guys finish last and took it literally. An autocracy? You'll be leader for life, and if they disobey, just make them disappear. As a wise man once said, no man, no problem. Just like in real life, it's relatively interchangeable with oligarchy. Sometimes you can't even tell the difference because they're one of the same. You get no elections. This means you can't re-roll your leader. If you get a bad one, you better deal with it. Or spend some unity and execute a coup d'etat by reforming out of dictatorship into oligarchy and replacing the supreme leader with a new one. And once a new supreme leader is chosen, you reform into dictatorship again, furthering the eternal cycle. Sounds grim but awfully realistic. The worst weapon is the disruptor. Abysmal damage, has low range. No retreat is the best war doctrine. What happens when your soldiers want to retreat? Just hold them at gunpoint. The worst origin is the galactic doorstep. It's that obscure gateway origin that nobody ever uses. You might ask, why even bother with it? As it turns out, yes, a generic stellaris ethics tier list. Everything is on SS tier. Video's over. No, don't leave. Let's start with the crowd favorite, Xenophile. Cherish all life and get Xeno compatibility. More friends with more envoys, trade, and become the proverbial good guy of the galaxy. D tier, mostly useless Xenophobe. A Warhammer 40k fans with dream. Treat everyone with extreme prejudice, restrict freedoms, or just straight up purge them to satisfy some xenophobic urge perhaps? How about a little biological Darwinism? As long as said habitats aren't occupied, to put the lower beings as chattel slaves. Pacifist. Be so harmless that people ignore you for being so boring. Pacifist is the worst ethic. It's so bad that it makes xenophiles bashful. You're stuck with the most useless war type. The fanatical version though is just straight up worse. It prevents you from declaring war completely. The only saving grace of this ethic is that you will truly be able to enjoy sitting in your corner and pressing the build button 10,000 times. Once you're sick and tired of that, just suppress your pacifist and become the nemesis for a galactic awakening. Militarist S tier allows you to easily dominate the orbital battlefield. Spiritualist, believe in the shroud and it will give you blessings. Maybe. You can go psionics, levitate objects, predict enemy fire, and shoot harder. That is, if you can gain this ascension in time before it becomes useless. And we'll get robot uprisings if you pick synthetics. So your only hope is to pray and roll it or suffer in your spiritualist ways. You also gain access to psionic gambling, in which you can gain some very good bonuses or game-ending penalties. If you're still not deterred, congrats, you can get reinforcements, a rogue servitor. Congratulations, you are being saved. Please do not resist. So now, accept your savior. Become a machine? Some call them soulless, I call them toasters, which can be a big problem. But upon closer inspection, which is immensely crucial in situations where you need an alloy monkey, those pesky tech rushers Next, we shall show them the true power of alloys. Pick the Doomsday origin. Do not colonize. Demolish your tech labs and declare multiple wars. Put all the pops into Doomsday. Enjoy the fireworks as your bio trophies ascend into heaven in one glorious explosion. Somehow rated E for everyone? The Geneva Convention also doesn't exist. You know what that means? List everything that the Geneva Convention bans, and it's probably done in a horrifyingly efficient manner in Stellaris. It really is a wonder how this game got rated for children. Authoritarian. A little learning center to make sure your pops stay in line. Rule with an iron fist and become the galaxy's cruelest despot. Also unlocks the special stratified economy living standard to exploit your workers even more. A tier. How about doing a little slavery, even if it means they suffer more? Did you know that in Stellaris you can be a filthy capitalist, where the market reigns supreme and has zero regulations? Severe social inequality and mad profits are all on the table, since you will be making fat stacks with your unregulated business practices. You can just hire some mercenaries, your ultimate enemy, those pesky egalitarian empires. They're spreading equality, social welfare, and most horrifyingly, regulations. Absolutely abhorrent, in which case you just need to stop them so they can't spread their horrible ideas. Be a commie? Equally distribute wealth and be equally poor is the general sentiment. And no, social welfare isn't communism. Come on guys, this isn't Fox News. It's called shared burdens, translated to communism with Stellaris characteristics. What does it do? Well, roleplay. Yes, that's it. Become unemployed? You probably don't have any of these basic services. Well, just go to Utopian Abundance. It costs 1 million consumer goods but allows your lazy unemployed meatbags to produce science instead, presumably in r/anti-work. This is usually a very stupid idea though. Unlike real life, this actually isn't too bad. Nobody's gonna die of famine, nor is everyone gonna be equally poor. Why even pick the Civic to spread communism and not hate them? So remember kids, you're not a commie, you're a Nordic country. Let's go! The Corvette is the worst ship type in the game. Now don't dislike and unsubscribe yet, I can explain. Slingshot to the Stars is the new worst origin. It's so bad that it's worse than Galactic Doorstep. This origin gives you an absolutely astonishing bonus of 1 less guaranteed planet for a ruined catapult and a dig site. Wow, mega structure build speed. I can't wait to waste my alloys faster. But this only gives you a bootleg version which comparably has no range nor accuracy. So why even pick this origin? If you're a masochist, of course, as the only way to actually win with this origin is hope for the best. If you're really unlucky, they're a benevolent dictatorship that is egalitarian, be the benevolent ruler and give equality for all. However, beware, if you conquer another empire, their pop's ethics are gonna be different. It might even end up in a revolt. Be aware of this and always, and I mean always, boost your governing factions with the Encourage Free Thought edict so you won't get uprisings everywhere and collapse from the inside. B tier, not to mention the likelihood of your pops drifting to other ethics is actually very high because, you know, they have political freedoms. I know, very annoying. Now the weird one, Gestalt Consciousness. Basically, you become a biological or a mechanical hive mind. S tier, because it's the only ethic usable. If you don't have a military, just make someone else pay for it. So you don't even have to pay for any of the military while getting all of the benefits. You can become a hive mind. Are you tired of thinking for yourself? Then let the collective do it for you.
Top 69 Stellaris tips. Tip 1.
Did you know that in Stellaris you can Alt F4? It's actually a very powerful key when used properly. They are just too naive.
Tip 2. Don't build ships because the UN would sanction you. Tip 3. Unemploy your rulers because inequality is bad. Tip 4. Auto sell and auto buy the same resource on the market to stimulate the economy. Tip 5. Don't set your science ship to assist research, as the rays emitted may cause cancer. Tip 6. Tip 66. Don't build any industrial districts, as carbon emissions will. Tip 67. Tip 68. Always pick xenophile, pacifist, egalitarian to express goodwill to everyone. Tip 69. When getting invaded, kindly ask the invaders to leave.
Never surrender? Pick a stalled consciousness so you don't have a free-thinking populace. Bask in the enemy's populist tears as they demand the end of the war. Truly a strategy the Vietnamese would be proud of. Don't you agree, my American viewers? Missiles are the other worst weapon. They're on par with Disruptor in the uselessness scale. Unless you're trying to pull a Hail Mary, you can become an oligarchy. Are you tired of getting useless mandates? Then let some businessmen choose an agenda instead. Just like in real life, they camouflage themselves as a democracy while disregarding the people's votes completely. Ideally used for re-rolling your leader, it's pretty cheap compared to the risk of a democracy where the people's votes can tamper with the results, and less rigid than dictatorship where you can't even change your leader at all. Peek at enemy ships and look closely at the one big gun and two small guns. Just make sure you have a decent computer to not crash when opening a system with 1000 ships, as that may render this strategy useless. Large is the best size? That's what she said. Why? I bet you didn't think about that. Wrong. Have clowns for enemies. They are objectively worse than AI. Now, all of this is amplified when using big brain visual analysis. Weapons. A Stellaris weapons tier list. Let's start with the crowd favorite. Strikecrafts deals a lot of damage and have insane range, destroy fools from afar, and bypass evasion and shields. SS tier, a must-have on every— Wait a minute, who the hell wrote this? Excuse me, Strikecrafts are by far the most overrated weapon in Stellaris. Why? Because—
well, actually, Strat, according to my testing—
Shut up, Montu. You're also gonna tell me that the world is round now? There's always that one clown shouting, "Oh my god, Strikecraft best weapon, disliked, unsub," and it just gives me a stroke. So it's ideal against corvettes and destroyers, right?
Aha! Finally, we're on the same page. Yes, so they are ideal against corvettes, but—
Oh my god, Montu, shut up. But hey, at least it's not useless. I guess it's still good, as they do generally spam corvettes.
So you do agree then that they work really well against corvettes?
Oh my god, Montu, let me finish to understand why everyone's a noob. You can spy on people. It will make this so much easier to pull off. Heck, you can do tax evasion. For the government agents watching this isn't illegal, I swear, and don't wanna pay taxes. I'll tell you how. Tap your overlord in the back, bunker down, and send resources to their enemies until you inevitably die. And there you have it. You just successfully evaded taxes and made life for your overlord a living hell. Very recommended for multiplayer. You can do guerrilla tactics. You can commit tax fraud. Depending on your galactic jurisdiction, it may not be legal. Step 1. Increase the tech contribution in exchange for some subsidies. Nothing can go wrong. Step 7. When your overlord goes bankrupt and lose half of their fleet, swoop in and crush them. Economic warfare at its finest. Your fleets become nearly unkillable. Well, at least until the enemy get traps. Are you tired of losing to people with higher fleet power? Put a habitat on both the entry and exit points. Truly a rage-inducing strategy. But this time, in detail. Imagine this. But this explanation leaves out a lot. To see if it's really safe in the form of a nearly built fortress, something was off. The trap pointless. If you wanna use traps while camping, then for some extreme brain enlargement, you can do a little trolling. Are you tired of being a good person? Do a little trolling and declare war on the entire galaxy, locking their diplomacy while at war for the rest of the game, and there's nothing that they can do about it. Bonus points if you're able to do a little more trolling. Are you tired of people being able to move? And pick the white color scheme to frustrate unsuspecting victims. Just ambush and one-shot. In the meantime, you can clean things up and set up more ambushes, endlessly stalling their attack. Bonus points if you get fortress habitats and trap them for an enemy rage quit. Psychological warfare at its finest. You can do immense amounts of trolling. What happens when you combine two extremely annoying game mechanics? ranks. A masterpiece, of course. Step 1. Pick here be dragons, criminal heritage, find a victim and slowly infest their planets with crime. Reanimate the dragon's corpse and go on a rampage on your victim and run away. This is truly the pinnacle of what scummy play should be. They also fire a lot, which triggers a lot of enemy desync. The best ship type in the game? Multiplayer? If you have a desync instantly, you better bring a meta build or get hopelessly slaughtered. Contrary to popular belief, the railgun projectile does in fact land instantly on launch. How this works is not known. Maybe some quantum tunneling bullshit. B tier. Trading dubious substances? Indiscriminate bombardment? Forced resettlement? War crimes? Of course. You can finally join a brutal and genocidal place. Just get ready to read the rules or get disruptors. By far the most loved weapon by noobs and the auto designer. It's so bad that it loses in literally every situation. What's so hilarious about this tech is that it literally makes your stations worse. And there's nothing that you can do about it. There literally could not be a worse design. Trash tier. So bad that it goes beyond the tier list into the garbage can. Paradox, please fix. But the added benefit of this is that the artillery would multi-target enemy ships and strip their shields, which the neutrons would wipe out easily. Tachyon lances, pretty much the giga cannons, but worse in every way. It is by no means a bad weapon. You need to do a lot of micro-intensive mumbo jam. Wait, what? Okay, apparently according to testing, I was an idiot. Yes, for all you naysayers, we do test our statements. Capital ships, the join button doesn't cost any alloys nor upkeep and conjures up more videos like this one. Currently, the best weapon at taking out money problems because this channel really isn't profitable. SS tier, the only weapon that must be clicked in order to be used.
Which you should probably do, by the way.
Oh right, I almost forgot about missiles. They're bad, plain and simple. But why? E tier, it doesn't make your auto designer drunk. So this isn't truly garbage, just terrible. Wait, what? It has low range compared to its brothers? Specialized in taking down missiles and also kill the unbidden and get better neutron launchers.
Or so you thought.
C tier, they're pretty good as an early game weapon by assassinating Bubbles' family and taking their bodies as weapons. Energy siphons. After extensive research on dead bodies of Bubbles' family members, we have found a way to drain enemy shields very quickly. Scourge missiles, a good missile weapon, is simply impossible until now. Are you tired of meta guides telling you what to do? Pick the Clone Army Origin, Fanatic Purifier, Clone Ascended, No Retreat, and spam as many Torpedo Corvettes as humanly possible. Go to speedrun.com and submit your Galaxy Cleanup any percent speedrun today. World record guaranteed. Cloud Lightning. To summarize, they're bigger disruptors. They also suck. I'm calling all of you Cloud Lightning fans out. This thing sucks. E tier. Slightly better than disruptors, but still not recommended to use, especially in combination with normal weapons. Oh wait, I almost forgot. What about arc emitters? Oh, sorry. They were just so useless that I completely forgot about them. They are, to put it mildly, even bigger disruptors. And that's an even bigger bad. They also still have the amazing problem of not working with other weapons. But hey, at least they're not terrible when combined with Cloud Lightning. That's amazing. Absolutely marvelous. D tier, still bad. A weeaboo? If you play any of these games, then go to Steam Workshop and download every mod that has an anime girl on it. Oh, female? Subscribe! Plug in some speakers and put it on max volume. Pick the anime voice pack for peak degeneracy. Let your neurons activate and upvote every anime mod you see, so it gets on the front page of Workshop and more people will fall into the rabbit hole of anime you somehow got yourself into. Are you confused by the new combat rework? Because I am. The meta has become so convoluted, it's kinda insane. Before, weapons can pretty much 360 no-scope you. You know, just like those StarCraft nerds. You may just blindside the enemy and get the first strike. To see how that was a lie. Change neutron launchers? Now relegated to the trash tier. Well, that's what everyone wants you to think. Only in the middle of their animation do they actually land. If you want to kill someone's economy, occupations, where you lose all your production. Yeah, okay, so big deal? What? No, this is huge. Or risk getting ass blasted. Reanimators viable. It's practically useless. Just to show you how big this is, you can be a monarchy, rule as a sovereign to govern all. Just don't be trash or meet the guillotine. You always have an heir, I hope, or things are gonna get real messy and you will get replaced once you die. If they're ambitious, you're dead. If they suck, everyone's dead. Honestly, this government type kinda sucks. Mostly cause if the imperial family is garbage, they might just drag the whole empire down. How many times have you heard of terrible kings leading a path to destruction, dragging their country and their people? Well, okay, unless you're a serene protector of a pacifist empire. But I mean, come on, really? Who actually plays pacifist? You? Oh, don't dislike the video. As of right now, every ship and weapon loadout has a genuinely decent counter. Because if you don't, even if you seemingly have the advantage, it all can fall apart in an instant by some miracle fleet composition, stack wiping your hopes and dreams. Why? Minimum range? Here's a fleet jumping into a camped hyperlane. Oop, they got wiped if the enemy is too close. Too many weapons that don't shoot means they're dead. Interestingly enough, I think it's quite balanced now. And this is such a mistake. Doesn't matter if you'll just die. My recommendation is to get confused. But just like in real life, you can also offshore some production to them for insane profits. So you can have 0 farmer jobs, you just sell for profit. Nobody cares about the farmers anyway. Truly a capitalist's wet dream. Stellaris seems like a cool game, so I bought it. I'll try some peaceful diplomacy. Maybe I'll have to be a xenophile to be more convincing? Surely. Why? I have tried again and again, but why do they still reject me? Is it me? No, impossible. Maybe being a little evil will be fine. People listen to me whether they like it or not. This is great. Why did I have any doubts? Wait, no, I'm not evil. I'm not. I just need to convince them. If I push a little more, they'll finally see the truth. They're declaring me the crisis. These fools. I have to wake them up. We will research the connection between this plane and the next. What happens when minds across the galaxy begin to cascade? The connection between horrors and progress is complete. Our research will finally bear fruit, and thus the construction of the engine has begun. After numerous sacrifices, stars, millions, billions, trillions, we will ascend and become God. I
will bring peace. Only with great sacrifice will this be achieved. War, war, war. This is only a small price to pay for the world without pain and suffering. They will see, they will understand, they will be grateful. More, more, more. Pops, worlds, stars, galaxies. No more suffering, no more evil, no more desire. This will be a war to end all wars. In the face of insanity, I see clarity. Nobody can stop me. I will become their hero, whether they like it or not. And thus, I have finally fulfilled my promise. A world in peace for eons to come. Was it worth it? I'm gonna pick Overtune and get OP traits. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Wait, why is everyone dying? Wow, 30% more pop growth and 10% less housing usage? This is OP. Well, actually, no. B tier incubators, basically bootleg clone armies. Pop growth will be low, or so you thought. The penalty is a lie, by the way. This is so damn overpowered that this will likely be in every meta build imaginable. Here's some basic bypass weapons. Disruptors? They're actually good now, by the way. This is not a joke. You can actually use them and not get clapped. Heck, you might do the clapping. Now, this sounds crazy at first, until you realize, what the heck? This is absolutely terrible. And don't even think picking Lithoid will save you. The plus 50 lifespan is a lie. Their leaders start older in their leader pool, effectively nullifying their actual buff, while having 25% less pop growth. Augmented intelligence. Meh, intelligent, but worse. And do not be fooled. 10% is a pathetic amount. C tier. Not ideal, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, which is just a terrible idea. Using this combined with augmented intelligence puts you in a precarious position where beelining text or just having extra scientists in general is nearly impossible, as they all just die. C tier, as Phototropic already does the same thing for Hive indirectly, as it allows for more pops to be on research instead of farming. Blame Paradox for their convoluted math, okay? Inorganic breath, garbage, absolutely garbage, for a pathetic amount of gas while having to pay 50% more pop upkeep. What the fuck? Trash tier, you spend money for basically nothing. Even without the upkeep increase, this thing would already be bad. But with the upkeep increase as well? No, just no. Strikecraft and missiles. Why am I clumping these together? Well, because they actually synergize. Instead of just straight up dying like sitting ducks or charging into their deaths. But they have a place as the undisputed cleanup crew against small ships, aka corvettes, frigates, and destroyers. As long as you don't get jump scared in a hyperlane, that is, while giving 10 years less lifespan. Food kinda sucks. That makes this thing useless. Dedicated miner and technical talent. Crafted smiles. Smile more uncannily. Low maintenance. Trash, just trash. This is pop upkeep, by the way. E tier, 10 years of lifespan for basically nothing is not a good look. Gene mentorship. This thing is literally just quick learners, but worse. It's awful. Just awful. More free 10 years less lifespan for nothing. E tier, your leaders die quicker and gain XP faster? How comical. Express tradition. This trait is the peak of hilarity. The lifespan reduction's unity cost to your empire is actually more compared to the unity gain. Such a comical trait deserves the E tier. Maybe D tier, cause it's funny. This is a massive upgrade from before. Unless you're a swarmer missile. So yeah, they're an absolute pain to intercept. The downside is you can only put them on M slots. Hey, is that a swarmer cruiser I hear? Brrr. Gone all out encountering you and running away. Cowardice win wars, you know? Although, this cowardice may not help you against shield hardeners. You can rest assured that at the very least, they don't get hard countered as badly as disruptors. Juiced power. An army camper's wet dream. Pretty bad to use at the start of the game, but noxious. Be a walking gas cloud and make any other pop hate you. Don't misunderstand though, it's minimum, not additive. In a nutshell, this trait is just worse lithoids. E tier, bad. So, how good is this origin? It's meh. B tier. If you recklessly choose traits willy-nilly, you're gonna just die. But what happens when you damn the consequences?
I have no idea!
Battleships, the worst ship type, the throne for true garbage, have been transferred from corvettes to battleships. In the past, you could alleviate this problem by just putting one corvette in the fleet and it would go faster. But that was patched. It makes them even more unappealing to clamp some cheeks. Energy credits are space NFTs? It's still only half true. I bet the crypto bros are already in my comment section by now. These credits are minted from the creation of energy. It's also got all the hallmarks of cryptocurrencies, except it actually has value. And the best part, it doesn't have rampant market speculation. If you want to make your market stable, which would break the equilibrium. If you want controversial opinions, then the efficiency techs suck. They show themselves as increasing efficiency at the cost of more upkeep. But be warned that this isn't a silver bullet, as they're shield and armor hardeners. They are super hard counters to bypass weapons, aka they effectively cut you either have to go all out or not at all. This means that they likely will not have the best counter at the time you attack. There's just too many to cover, like and sub, to make people angry in multiplayer. I joined a modded roleplay game. The Galactic Alliance has won.
Yes, the good guys have won. Are we
Yes,
the good
the good
guys?
guys.
Are we the good guys?
don't
Yes,
think
we
so.
are. Yes, we are.
Shut
Shut up! Shut up, Holy Cabinet! We need to read the propaganda papers now.
Alright, I can actually watch the battle normally now without lagging.
Let's go.
Yep, they have like no fleets. We're just destroying their scraps. We blundered, but they blundered harder.
Yeah,
The problem was the blunder didn't matter because we were just that much more powerful than them.
Maybe that too. We have one. Go. Advance. Those fools. We're the good
Oh my
guys.
god, look at that fleet just get eviscerated. That right there is my battleships. Oh my god, what was that? They just all died.
Existential crisis over, time to complain again.
Wait, before you leave, press the join button. An exclusive members only Discord. You can talk to me directly. Please, I gotta feed my family.